Are these 100 proof Buffalo Trace products worth your money? Let's find out. What is going on, everybody? Nathan here with the Everyday Drinker, bringing you guys a brand new video. Today, we're going to be doing episode number 3 of our Buffalo Trace Distillery breakdown. On the bar top, we have 4 100 proof-ish bottles of bourbon from Buffalo Trace, starting with Rock Hill Farms Single Barrel at 100 proof, Blantons Single Barrel Gold at 103 proof, E.H. Taylor Small Batch bottled in bond at 100 proof, and E.H. Taylor Single Barrel bottled at 100 proof, which is also bottled in bond. Which out of these 4 have you tried? Which out of these 4 is your favorite? Let me know down in the comments below, and make sure you guys smash that like button. Like I said, leave that comment and drop that subscriber on the road to 20,000 subscribers. Check out the Patreon and the store. Links are down below. But without further ado, let's get into these glasses here. Like I've said before, we are not blinding this. We are going into each nose knowing what each bottle is, and I'm going to let you know if these are worth your money. If the nose and the tasting experience is worth the money that these are being asked for at the store or even on secondary. So, without further ado, let's start on our left with Rock Hill Farms. So, like I said, Rock Hill Farms, this bottle right here is coming in at 100 proof. It is Buffalo Trace's mash bill number 2, which is their high rye mash. Speculation is around 12% rye, and it's coming in at 100 proof. And it's a single barrel, you know, absolutely fantastic juice. You can't go wrong with that. 100 proof is one of my absolute favorites. So let's get in the nose. Deep cherry bomb. Really, really nice and sweet off the nose. Has a really nice light oak characteristic, and a little touch of a sweet cinnamon. But then it has a little underlying like burnt caramel. Like you left that caramel in the pan for a little bit longer than it's supposed to be, and it's got this little bit of a charred burnt effect to it, but it's not bad. It's not off-putting. And that deep dark cherry note just rolls over it, and it is absolutely wonderful. Let's get into the palate. Rock Hill Farms gives you one of these Kentucky hugs that squeezes the life out of your tongue a little bit. Makes it salivate, and then because you salivate all of your saliva, your tongue goes completely dry. And it's begging for more moisture. So what do you do when you want more moisture? You go back to your bourbon. And man, oh man, is that absolutely delicious after that second sip, because it just, your palate is acclimated to what that proof is. Deep dark cherry notes go rolling over into this like really nice cherry pie almost. You're getting a little bit of like a graham cracker crust with a little bit of a really, really thick sugary note that comes over. It's really, really nice. I absolutely love Rock Hill Farms so much. And if you can find it, I mean, I was lucky enough to find it for $95 here in New Jersey. I know it's been dropping in a couple other states, specifically Arizona. You guys, I don't know how you did this in your Walmarts, but you guys got this insane drop in your Walmarts where Rock Hill Farms, Blantons, blah, 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 every allocated bottle of Buffalo Trace was dropped there. But if you can find Rock Hill Farms for under $100, in my opinion, it's an absolute steal. 150, you're pushing it. 200, that's where I draw the line for this bottle. I don't think it's anything worth over 150 maximum for just the rarity of this bottle. I absolutely love the etching on this bottle as well. One of the more beautiful bottles in the bourbon world, with the horses and just the print and everything. The Rock Hill Farms bottle is just one of the best cream of the crop just designs, in my opinion. But it's not all about what the bottle looks like. It's about the bourbon and the whiskey inside. And it gives you a ride, right? It's almost like you're riding one of those horses on a nice gallop across like a field and whatnot. It's enjoyable because it's nonstop and it's everlasting. And that entire time right now, the finish is just now ending. And it's one of those that gives you that full ride and full experience. And I absolutely love Rock Hill Farms. And like I said, you find it for under 150. It's an absolute must get, in my opinion. Let's get into glass number 2, and we're going to be diving into Blantons Gold. So Blantons Gold is going to be the highest proof bottle that we are tasting today. It's coming in at 103 proof. This is a bottle that I did get from overseas. So it is a 700 milliliter bottle, so it is getting down there really, really quick. But I've done a review of this. You guys have seen videos on Blantons Gold and probably all of these bottles, right? But you come here specifically for my personal opinion. Why? I don't know, but I truly appreciate that, and I want to give you guys my honest opinion on these Buffalo Trace offerings and give you guys a guideline on what you should be spending if you're new to this, or you want to go out there and spend a little bit more money on something and whatnot. But Blantons Gold, let's get into the nose of this beautiful gold horsey topper. So being that it is also mash bill number 2, you are still getting that really nice cherry with a little bit of kick of a cinnamon. But for me, it's not as potent on the nose as the Rock Hill Farms is. The Rock Hill Farms nose is just punchy. It's there and it lasts. This one, you gotta dig in a little bit deeper and see if you can find those nuances of what this bourbon has to offer. Almost has a little bit more of like a warm bready quality to it as well. I'm getting a little touch of like a really, really thick honey. It's not as dark and deep. Almost a little bit brighter. Like I'm finding a little bit like an apple pie note in here, a little bit more apple pie than cherry pie that I was finding in the Rock Hill Farms. Really, really nice. Nothing bad with this nose whatsoever. Let's get in the palate. Cheers, everybody. It's lighter than the Rock Hill Farms. It doesn't have the viscosity and the oiliness that this Rock Hill Farms has. It's brighter. It's got a little bit more of a citrusy aspect to it. I'm getting a little bit more of like an orange kick. Those bready qualities are coming through a little bit more. I'm getting a little bit more of like a soft rye bread in there. Got a little bit of a buttery aspect to it as well. But the viscosity does not match the Rock Hill Farms in my personal opinion. And Blantons Gold, I do believe, goes for 125, 130 at MSRP. I did get it for 175. Would I spend 175 on it again? Absolutely not. But I do think that if it's going to be your first bottle of Blantons Gold, I think 175 would be the absolute maximum for it. I wouldn't go over 200. If you're on that $25 cusp of like 175 or 200, go ahead, spend that extra money. You won't be disappointed. It's a really, really good bottle. I say it all the time. I think regular Blantons should be bottled at 103 proof, what this Blantons Gold is. And hey, maybe we do like a Blantons full proof and call that gold, and then you also have your Blantons straight from the barrel at barrel proof. But nonetheless, I wish I had a Blantons straight from the barrel to do a review of in this video, because that's an absolute dynamite of a bottle. But nonetheless, we've got 2 more bottles over here. These are the 2 that you guys are probably most excited for. E.H. Taylor Small Batch and E.H. Taylor Single Barrel. Let's get into them. So starting off, we're going to start off with the E.H. Taylor Small Batch, the one that everybody loves, everybody looks for, everybody dies for. Why? I don't know. It's a good bottle, but it's supposed to be $45, not $140, right? And we all fall for the E.H. Taylor, Colonel E.H. Taylor show at the stores, and we overspend for this. And I wish, I did do that myself for my first bottle, but previously I can hold my own and say I'm not spending over $100 on E.H. Taylor Small Batch. But let's get in the nose. So being that this is mash bill number 1, you are going to get a lighter rye kick out of these 2 specifically than these 2 on the left, and it's very, very prevalent on the nose on the small batch. It is very, very sweet, almost a medicinal sweet in a way. It's very, very candy, really, really sweet. It's very interesting going from a mash bill 2 that has that little bit of extra rye comparative to what these lower rye mashes are, because I'm getting a really, really nice, light, easy caramel drizzle over top of a creme brulee. It has a very, very nice, not deep, dark, dense vanilla, but a really, really nice, easy, light vanilla that rolls hopefully into your nose, and it's really, really pleasant. Let's get in the palate. And everything transfers from the nose into the palate so beautifully. It's not super viscous, but it gives you a really nice mouth feel, a really nice experience on your tongue. Not super hot for what this is at 100 proof. And it just coats your entire palate. It lingers there, gives you all these really nice experiences on your taste buds. Really sweet, gives you a little bit of a caramelliness, a little bit of a vanilla kick on the right side, and then it just marries so well in the center of your tongue. It is a $45 bottle that you can do anything with if you can constantly find it at $45, but unfortunately we can't continuously find each Tayor small batch at $45. You know, I would spend up to $70 on each Tayor small batch, not a penny more than 70 on this bottle right here, only because, you know, it is a harder bottle to find. I do videos where I mix it into cocktails and stuff like that, just because, you know, I have to do it for the content and the show. But, you know, this is most of the time going to be somebody's Friday night pour or special occasion pour, because they can't find this. And because if they can't find this, they're definitely not finding anything more allocated in this bottle right here. But like I said, I wouldn't spend anything more than $70. Let's get into the fourth and final bottle of the video, and that is going to be the E.H. Tayor Single Barrel 100 Proof Bottled and Bond. All right, so like I said, this is E.H. Tayor Single Barrel Bottled and Bond, bottled at 100 proof, and you know, it takes the E.H. Tayor small batch and just, in my opinion, takes it one step up. You're getting those E.H. Tayor barrels in a single barrel form, and each and every one of them is going to be a little bit different. So this one right here is not a store pick. This was purchased at a store, obviously, but it is a single barrel from Buffalo Trace themselves. And let's get into the nose. It's just, to me, the nose is deeper and darker and a little bit more dense. Those nosing notes are just a little bit more like in your face. A little bit more of a cherry, almost medicinal like. Lots of cinnamon off of this one, which is really interesting. I wonder where this one was specifically, where this barrel was specifically housed. Because the nose, completely different. And you're going to get that from time to time. You're not going. Your single barrels are not going to follow most of the time what those small batch blends are going to be. And this one does not follow suit whatsoever. And you know, yours might not as well. And I think that for that aspect, I think that because of that, you can spend a little bit more and find those different nuances and experiences from each and every single barrel. And you know, for me, this is a $55, $60 bottle MSRP. I would go up to $100 on each Tayor single barrels. And the palate is so much different. You're getting a little bit more of an oaky presence off of this. This could definitely be a little bit more aged than the small batch itself. And it's just, it rounds off and you're not getting that little bit of a bite on the tip of your tongue. It's very subdued, and just the word that's coming to my mind is melancholy. It's very enjoyable and mellow in the aspect of a burn, but the flavors are so there and upfront that it is one of the more enjoyable sips that we've had throughout these four. It's so deep and rich and just viscous and enjoyable. Everything from the nose to the finish to the beginning of the palate through the mid palate is just one for the books, and probably my favorite out of the four so far tonight. So I hope that gave you guys a little bit of my opinion on these four bottles right here. Rock Hill Farm single barrel bottled at 100 proof. Blantons Gold bottled at 103 proof, and E.H. Tayor small batch and E.H. Tayor single barrel bottled in bond bottled at 100 proof. These are all absolutely delicious bottles. I wish the Blantons Gold was a little bit cheaper so you could find a little bit more readily available, but nonetheless, those are my opinions on these four bottles. Let me know in the comments down below what your opinions are of them. And until next time, it's been Nathan with The Everyday Drinker. Cheers.